The doctor is in, and today it's pediatrician Dr. Robert Wittrock from Ascension St. John in Pediatric and Adolescent Medicine. Today we're talking about a very serious topic, suicide in teens, as September is Suicide Prevention Month. Thanks for joining us, Dr. Wittrock.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
It's good to have you back. This is a topic that's tough to talk about, but also needs to be talked about.
It's really, really important. So suicide, unfortunately, is one of the main leading causes of death in teenagers, but also adults too. I think, not only during teenage years, but by adulthood, most people know someone who, died by suicide or self-harm or things like that. And it's very pervasive in our culture, especially over the last 30, 40 years now. So the two main things I want to talk about today is basically prevention, how to recognize the signs, what you can do, and then treatment. What do we do if your child is, contemplating suicide or self-harm behaviors? One thing is prevention, recognizing the signs. So if your teenager or your child is starting to become more withdrawn, they've gone through a lot of bullying or hard times in life, if you notice that they're starting to be more irritable, start doing things that are more risky, I'm talking like substance abuse or things like that, if they're more irritable, or if you just notice something's not right with my kid.
A little off.
Yeah, and I think it's totally great to just go and talk with them about it. A lot of times kids don't want to talk to their parents about it, but I think if you approach them and say, hey, I notice you've been a little bit off. I love you. Let's just sit and talk. And if you still feel like your kid's not telling you something, which I think parents typically have a pretty good feel for that, take them to their doctor. Talk with their therapist or psychologist, and then here's some great mental health resources that you can use to call. 988 is probably the most popular one these days, and it's most easy to remember. Now, if you do recognize those things and you feel like you need to get your kid some help, main thing is treatment is get help. Those phone numbers are great. If you just get on Google and type in suicide or a synonym for that, it's going to pop up with a tag that says you can get help now, 988 right under it. That's the first thing you see. But the main treatment, like I said, get help, talk to a doctor, sit down and really have a good conversation with them. From a parent's perspective, your job is to listen, to show love and show hope. Not to be their therapist or their doctor, but to be their cheerleader. It's essentially, one of the also important things to do is to remove anything that they could use for self-harm in the house. So if you have guns, medicines, both over-the-counter and prescription, lock them up or get rid of them, because most of the time those are the things that they use.
A very tough topic to talk about, but we thank you for being here to talk about this and very important tips as parents are dealing with this in their own homes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.